Breaking news this morning, a strong aftershock has hit Haiti. It had a magnitude of 6.1. Harry Smith will bring us a live report.
This is the people's seat.
A stunning upset in Massachusetts as a little-known Republican wins Ted Kennedy's Senate seat. We'll tell you why Scott Brown's victory has Democrats in D.C. trembling. Breaking news, a massive manhunt is underway in Virginia for a gunman who killed 8 people and nearly shot down a helicopter. We'll bring you the latest from the scene. Massive evacuations as torrential rains batter much of the California coast, and another round of powerful storms is on the way. And have Tiger Woods' whereabouts finally been uncovered? We'll talk to an author who swears he knows where Tiger has been hiding. Early this Wednesday morning, January 20th, 2010. Wednesday morning from New York, I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
And I'm Jeff Glorin for Harry Smith this morning.
We're getting word this morning of that giant aftershock in Haiti. Jeff, you're just back. You know firsthand, this is the last thing they needed.
Yeah, we experienced a couple of them down there, some while we were sleeping, but then some while we were out, including one while I was in a building, had to get out quickly. I know Harry was out and about this morning already when this one happened. He's in Port-au-Prince right now. Hey, Harry, good morning.
Yeah, all right, Harry, we will check back with Harry in Haiti throughout the program. Thank you. But here at home, the big story is the election in Massachusetts. It's being called the Scott heard round the world. Republican Scott Brown has won the Senate seat vacated by the late Ted Kennedy, defeating Democrat Martha Coakley. CBS News congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes is in Cambridge with reaction to this stunning upset. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning, Maggie. It's already being called one of the biggest political upsets in U.S. history. It fundamentally changes the power dynamic in Washington. Republicans are celebrating. Democrats are turning on each other.
Here, David Plouffe joining us from Washington. David, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Now here's Maggie.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Erica Hill is standing by at the news desk with more of today's headlines. Good morning, Erica.
Maggie, good morning. And we begin with breaking news out of Virginia. A massive manhunt underway for a man suspected of killing 8 people. Police are searching a wooded area in Appomattox County where the suspect disappeared yesterday. CBS News correspondent Whit Johnson is in Appomattox with the latest for us this morning. Whit, good morning.
Erica, good morning. Well, as the sun comes up today, police plan to really step up their efforts both in the air and on the ground. Their search efforts. They do consider the suspect in this case to be armed and dangerous, and they're telling everybody in the neighborhood alert.
More than 100 police officers searched through the night for the lone gunman. Authorities used search dogs and thermal imaging equipment to look for 39-year-old Christopher Spate. They believe he fled into the woods Tuesday after shooting and killing 8 people. The manhunt started after one of the victims was found lying by the side of the road.
When the deputy arrived on scene, the deputy heard several shots that were fired.
4 more bodies were found outside a nearby home. 3 other victims were inside.
Spite was acquainted with his victims as to what their
schools in the Appomattox area are closed for the day, and residents in the tight-knit community were told to stay inside and lock their doors.
I've a long time, and I've never heard anything like this.
It's never happened before around here. I mean, it's a fairly quiet neighborhood, you know.
And police are still looking for clues. They're asking people in the neighborhood who may know the victim suspect to come forward with any information that could help with the investigation. And also, Erica, we're being told today that police are looking for 2 vehicles that belong to the alleged gunman. Erica?
CBS's Whit Johnson in Appomattox for us this morning with thanks. Meantime, across the country, evacuations underway this morning as another powerful storm heads toward California. Strong winds, heavy rain, and flooding have already caused severe damage in Southern California, and they are bracing now for possible mudslides. Early Show national correspondent Hattie Kaufman is in La Crescenta, she joins us from there this morning. Hattie, good morning.
Good morning, Erica. Just months ago, this place was hit with wildfires, and now residents have erected barriers that they hope will prevent mudslides from threatening their homes.
This after that heavy weather has moved in.
The second of a week-long series of storms dumped more than 6 inches of rain on Los Angeles County. And with the forecast for more heavy rain on the way, officials are ordering hundreds to evacuate from neighborhoods left vulnerable by last year's wildfires.
Once the debris starts flowing, access to many of the neighborhoods may be extremely limited if not completely cut off.
Already, the rain has flooded streets, turning roadways into muddy rivers. In a dramatic rescue, officials pulled 2 young boys from the fast-moving water.
They got in there.
Tornado, baby, tornado!
In Orange County, south of L.A., there was a tornado warning. Amateur photographers captured what appears to be a white funnel cloud.
I saw the first roof blow off over here and spiral up, and then the second one started to tear, and it blew all the way up across the street.
It tossed an SUV on its side, blew out windows in this home.
Well, it's not my calmest day, let's put it that way.
Meanwhile, residents are gearing up for more in what could be California's worst weather week in a decade.
We are involved in a race against Mother Nature.
500 L.A. County residents have to begin packing up by 9 o'clock this morning, and they are being told they may not get back into their homes for a week. Erica?
Wow. Hattie Kaufman live for us this morning. Hattie, thanks. And of course, our own Dave Price is also following this closely. Dave Price will turn to you now for a first check of the weather this morning. This and, of course, the weather around the country.
You bet. Good morning, Erica. You know, what we're dealing with here is the compounding.
Thank you. Still ahead here for us, we'll go back to Harry for more on the giant